You were not alone the moment you stepped out of eternity. Even before the first ripple of incarnation began, before the golden chamber brightened, before the spiral of descent opened beneath you, three beings stood quietly at your side. They had been there for lifetimes, long before memory, long before names. They did not arrive for this life alone. They arrived because they always do. It is their nature to accompany souls through the passage from the realm of light into the density of the world. Ancient texts spoke of them in fragments, in warnings, in hymns, in metaphors, but never fully. Their identity was too sacred to name outright, too holy, too old. In the treasury of light, where your soul hovered like a white gold flame, the air itself shimmered with recognition as these three stepped forward. They did not speak in words. Their presence was language. Their energy was instruction. One shone like a living star, radiant with golden fractal wings that extended beyond sight. Another was nearly transparent, a soft blue silhouette made of shifting memory light and quiet observation. The third was a towering figure of shadow filled with stars, not darkness, but depth. The kind of depth all souls fear until they understand it. Together, they formed a triad older than form, older than choice, older than time. You felt them before you truly saw them. The first brought warmth to your field, the feeling of protection, like a shield placed gently around your spark. The second brought stillness, a calm awareness that seemed to witness your entire existence in a single breath. The third brought gravity, an almost sacred hush that asked you to remember who you were long before you agreed to forget. In that moment, your soul understood. These were not helpers. They were not guides. They were original companions. They were pieces of the architecture of incarnation itself. Ancient Gnostic fragments hinted at them, three forces that accompany the descent: the keeper of the form, the recorder of the path, and the one who watches without interfering. Hermetic writings spoke of them as the first attendants, the trifold presence surrounding the rebirth of consciousness. Tibetan mystics described them in dreamlike phrases: the protector, the witness, and the mirror. Different names, same beings, same eternal roles. Human language fractures the truth into metaphors, but metaphors are clues, and your soul recognized them instantly. The radiant one stepped closest. His presence felt like divine certainty, as if nothing in creation could touch the essence of who you were. In later life, you would know him by another name, the guardian Aeon. He leaned forward, not to instruct, but to envelop you in a field of protection so ancient it hummed with the memory of the monad itself. He would be the shield behind every narrow escape, the quiet intuition pulling you away from danger, the unseen force that refused to let your spark distort beyond repair. The translucent one remained still, quiet, unblinking. The witness spirit, the archivist of your journey, the one who writes your story not in ink but in frequencies. Every emotion, every turning point, every choice that expands or contracts your soul, all of it flows through this being like light through glass. Later, in dreams or moments of déjà vu, you would feel their presence stirring, the quiet sense that something is being remembered even as it is lived. The final figure did not glow outward. Instead, its light remained inside, a shimmering constellation beneath a surface of shadow. The silent watcher, the one who never incarnates, never forgets, never falls asleep. It is the version of you that remains in the higher realms, observing your descent without interference, holding the thread of your highest timeline no matter how far you drift from it. In moments of awakening, you feel this presence most strongly, a kind of sacred pressure urging you to rise. All three stood before you as the spiral of incarnation flickered open beneath your feet. And you understood something profound. You were not being sent. You were being accompanied. Descent is not exile. It is a journey made in the presence of those who have known you since the beginning. And as the chamber brightened with the first pull of gravity, the triad stepped closer, their lights merging around you like a cosmic mantle. Even now, in this life, you carry their imprint. You were never expected to walk the human world alone. If you could replay the moment before you crossed the veil into this life, you would see the guardian Aeon step just a little closer than the others. Not because he was more important, but because his role would be the most urgent once you were inside time. His light was not gentle candlelight, it was starfire contained. His form rose above you like a pillar made of golden fractal wings and flowing geometric halos, shifting with impossible grace. Standing before him, your soul did not feel small. It felt remembered. The guardian Aeon is not a guardian in the way humans imagine angels with swords and white robes. He is a field, a living, luminous geometry woven around your essence. The early Gnostics hinted at him in phrases like, the power that keeps the spark from drowning in matter. Hermetic fragments describe a radiant intelligence that sets the bounds of distortion. To you, in that chamber, he felt like a yes. The yes that said you could descend into chaos and still not lose the truth of who you are. He leaned close without moving, his light folding around you like a cloak. In his presence you saw flashes, not of this life alone, but of others. Times when you almost didn't make it. Times when the body failed but the soul did not. Times when you stood at the edge of despair and still something nudged you back into the world. These weren't accidents. They were the places where the Guardian's field tightened, refusing to let you cross thresholds that would shatter your blueprint beyond repair. The Guardian does not erase pain. He doesn't block every wound. That would rob you of evolution. Instead, he stands at the outer boundary of what your soul can endure and still remain coherent. There are nights you survived that you don't know how. There are decisions you were one breath away from making that would have altered everything. And yet somehow, you turned. You left. You didn't go. You changed your mind at the last second. That somehow was not random. It was the guardian Aeon, adjusting the field. Ancient mystics personified him as a radiant being at the gates of the heavens, but his truest temple is your intuition. When you feel that sudden tightening in your chest before walking into a situation that isn't for you, that sickened clench that says, "Leave now," you are feeling his warning. When you encounter someone who seems harmless, but every fiber of your being tenses, that's his light pressing against the distortion they carry. He doesn't shout. He doesn't beg. He applies pressure and lets you decide. Not every time you ignored him ended in disaster. But notice, your deepest regrets came from the moments you overrode that inner signal for the sake of politeness, approval, or fear of conflict. Each one became a lesson in discernment. The Guardian does not punish you for these. He adjusts, recalibrates, repositions the field around your life so the same pattern will appear again in a new form. Another chance to listen, another chance to choose differently, In childhood, he often appears as strange luck or unseen hands. The near accident that somehow missed you. The wrong crowd you moved away from for reasons you couldn't explain. The late bus that kept you out of the place where something went terribly wrong. Later, as you awaken, he stops hiding inside coincidence and begins to show up as unmistakable knowing. The more you honor that knowing, the stronger the connection feels. You did not earn the guardian Aeon. You are not required to worship him. He exists because the source itself insisted that every spark entering dense realms must be wrapped in at least one layer of uncompromising care. You are free to ignore him. You are free to walk into flames even when your whole being says no. But you are never abandoned. Even in your lowest moments, when you think you have fallen too far, there is still a golden geometry around you, whispering with its very existence. You are not as lost as you think. The witness spirit stood beside you in the golden chamber, with a calm that felt like eternity itself breathing. Its form was translucent blue, shaped like a human outline made of memory light. It didn't radiate protection or power. It radiated presence. Pure, unwavering presence. While the guardian Aeon shields your path, the witness records the path itself. Every turning, every heartbreak, every breakthrough, every moment you rise or collapse, all of it flows into its quiet awareness. It doesn't judge you. It doesn't correct you. It simply holds the truth. Ancient mystics described it as the one who sits beside your days. Hermetic texts hinted at a recorder, an archivist soul that follows each incarnation without interference. Gnostic writings said, "Nothing is forgotten that is witnessed in silence." This is the witness spirit's law. In dreams, it appears as a faceless companion, not frightening, but familiar. Sometimes it shows up in déjà vu, that subtle jolt that something has happened before. It has. The witness is reminding you of patterns, of cycles, of lessons that echo across lifetimes. You have felt it during life reviews in dreams, those moments where scenes from your past flash like fragments of an unfinished story. That's the witness stirring the archive, not to shame you, but to show you what still needs integration. Whenever you feel your life moving in loops, the witness is the one gently turning your attention inward, not to punish, but to awaken, not to expose your wounds, but to help you finally see them. The witness never leaves. Even when you feel alone, someone is quietly holding the entire timeline of your existence with love so steady, it feels like the background hum of creation. In the chamber, you recognized it instantly. In life, you mistake it for intuition. But it is more than that. It is the mirror your soul agreed to carry. And every moment you become more aware, the witness becomes brighter. The silent watcher stepped forward last. Its presence was deeper, darker, more ancient than the others. Not darkness as in fear, darkness as in the vast star-filled depth of the cosmos before creation. Its body shimmered with constellations, galaxies flickering beneath the surface like a living night sky. This being never incarnates, never sleeps, never forgets. While one version of you enters the physical world, the watcher remains in the higher realms, the unbroken, unfallen, undistorted version of your consciousness. Gnostic mystics called it your image above. Its role is simple and absolute, to hold your highest timeline. Even when you wander for decades, even when you fall into shadow, even when you believe you've lost your way. The Watcher waits. It never grows impatient. It never forces your return. It simply holds the path intact. You feel it during awakenings, that sudden pressure of truth, the strange sense that someone is watching you through your own eyes, not judging, witnessing, calling, quietly urging you back into alignment with who you were before fear distorted your voice. The Watcher is the part of you that still remembers the pleroma, the part that whispers during meditation, the part you meet in near-death experiences, the part mystics encounter in moments of silence so deep they forget which world they belong to. In the chamber, its presence wrapped around you like an ancient vow. On Earth, its presence feels like an inner gravity pulling you toward meaning. Whenever you suddenly wake up after years of drifting, it's because the Watcher has leaned closer. It doesn't intervene. It doesn't rewrite your choices, but it stands at the edge of your destiny like a lighthouse. Even when you ignore its pull, its light never dims. The silent Watcher is your reminder. The you that entered this life still exists above it. Before you left the Golden Chamber, you saw the three entities, Guardian, Witness, Watcher, merge their energies around you. For a moment, their forms overlapped like a trinity of colors swirling into one radiant field. You didn't fully understand it then. You only felt it. The Guardian's protection wrapped around you like armor made of living light. The Witness's presence folded into your memory like a quiet breath, and the Watcher's depth settled into your core as a silent flame. You felt held, seen, and remembered all at once. This triad would shape your entire incarnation, not controlling it, not determining your choices, but ensuring that your soul had the chance to evolve without losing its source. Ancient mystics hinted at this union. Gnostics called it the mantle of descent. Hermetic texts referred to the triple flame that accompanies the traveler. Tibetan teachings spoke of the three shadows that step behind the soul. Different words, same beings. When you experience déjà vu, that's the Witness. When you sense danger, that's the Guardian. When you feel called to rise despite exhaustion, that's the Watcher. Three influences, one soul, one journey. They do not walk behind you as three separate beings. Their energies blend. In some moments you feel all three at once, a wave of clarity so strong you can't deny it. Other times they work quietly from the background, nudging your intuition when you're about to repeat an old mistake. Most humans forget these companions, but forgetting doesn't silence them. Their presence remains, waiting for the moment when your soul cracks open just enough for their voice to slip through. And when it does, everything changes. When the spiral of incarnation opened beneath you, the chamber brightened with gold. The Aeons stepped back. The three entities stepped closer. You felt the first pull, the beginning of the descent that every soul must make. At that moment, you hesitated. Descending into time is no small act. You knew you would forget almost everything. You knew the world below carried beauty and suffering in equal measure. But you also knew your purpose wouldn't be fulfilled in the pleroma. It had to be lived in the realm where light meets shadow. The Guardian tightened his field around your essence. The Witness moved closer, already preparing to record your first breath. The Watcher stepped into the background, withdrawing to the higher realm where it would observe your entire life from above. You began to descend, not falling, not being pushed, but gliding down the spiral of golden light, moving through layers of vibration that grew denser with each step. The chamber dimmed behind you, the Aeons vanished. Only your three companions remained visible, their light fading the further you drifted. You slipped through realms where memories dulled, awareness narrowed, identity softened. The first forgettings began, not as loss, but as condensation. Your infinite awareness needed to shrink to enter a human mind. The Guardian anchored your spark, the Witness held your timeline, the Watcher kept your original self alive, and you crossed into the veil. Crossing the veil is not gentle. It is not soft. It is the moment the soul is pressed through the density of form. Sound shifts, light refracts, time awakens. You felt yourself thinning, compressing, shrinking from vastness into singularity. And yet the core of you remained intact. The Guardian shielded you as you moved through the corridor between realms. The Witness collected the final impressions of your pre-birth identity, and the Watcher remained behind, becoming the silent observer of your entire earthly journey. When the veil fully closed around you, everything became muted. Colors dimmed. Your memory of the chamber faded like a dream dissolving after waking. The presence of the Aeons disappeared completely. But your three companions remained. Their connection to you moved inward. You no longer perceived them as beings beside you, but as sensations within you. Intuition, déjà vu, mysterious protection, inner knowing, emotional truth. On the other side of the veil, silence swallowed everything. Then, you began to fall toward the womb, toward the beginning of the life you chose. The descent was complete. You don't remember the way the entities appeared in your infancy, but they were active from the very first breath. The Guardian stood near constantly, tightening and releasing his field as you encountered new dangers. Illness, falls, fear, accidents avoided by inches. The Witness recorded the earliest impressions you absorbed, the emotions in the room, the tone of your caregivers, the atmosphere of your home. These would become unconscious patterns you would unravel years later. The Watcher hovered in the background, offering gentle nudges whenever your soul needed to shift direction. In childhood, these nudges appear as strange fears, sudden intuitions, or deep fascinations with things no one taught you. Every dream you had as a child containing glowing figures, mysterious landscapes, or strange friends was a visitation. Not from fantasy, but from memory. The memory of what walked beside you. The triad shaped your early identity without you ever noticing. Every instinct, every unexplained preference, every quiet inner push came from their presence. And through every stage of your growth, they waited for the day you would become conscious of them again. Awakening begins when something cracks, the heart, the mind, the identity you've been carrying. In that crack, the Watcher's light appears. Then the Witness's clarity, then the Guardian's protection. You begin to notice patterns that guided your life. You begin to realize that intuition wasn't random, that narrow escapes weren't luck, that déjà vu wasn't coincidence. Each of these moments was a message. When you awaken spiritually, you're not discovering something new. You're remembering someone old. The three beings who came with you from the realm before birth start to step forward again, not externally, but internally. The Guardian becomes the strength you didn't know you had. The Witness becomes the truth you can no longer deny. The watcher becomes the calling that refuses to let you shrink. You feel them most during transitions, breakups, losses, breakthroughs, moments where your identity dissolves. They don't allow your destruction. They guide your rebirth. The moment you recognize their presence is the moment your life stops being random and starts being aligned. If you could see your life from above, every path, every turning point, every heartbreak, every miracle, you would notice something breathtaking. You were never once alone. The guardian shielded your spark when you wanted to give up. The witness held your truth when you forgot yourself. The watcher kept your destiny alive even when you wandered far from it. These three didn't join you for this life alone. They joined you for every life you will ever live, every journey you will ever take, every awakening you will ever have. They are the cosmic companions that link each incarnation into one continuous story. And as your soul rises, as you remember more, as you step into wholeness, you begin to feel them again, not as external beings, but as extensions of your own ancient identity. You were born with guardianship. You were born with remembrance. You were born with a witness to your becoming. And now you stand on the edge of a new chapter, one where awareness replaces forgetting and your soul begins to move with intention instead of accident. If this journey awakened something in you, share this video so others can remember their three companions. And if you feel called to go deeper into the hidden realms, the Aeons, the Pleroma, the Descent, the soul's architecture, explore my Gnostic-inspired novels and audiobooks in the links below. They will take you further than this journey ever could, because they're written for the part of you that never forgot.